Hi, it's Lesley Fightmaster, and welcome to day 5. I hope you're starting to feel good. And today's class is a class that focuses on the lower body, so a Vinyasa flow for the lower body. And I had a lot of requests for this kind of class from Milan Ostigit. I'm sorry, I said that completely wrong. Also, Globetrotter and Tammy Koval. So a lot of people were asking for lower body. So let's take the hands together in front of the heart, and I invite you to set an intention as you sit and take a few breaths. And our quote today is going to come from a book called 7. How Many Days of the Week Can Be Extraordinary by Dan Zadra. I love this book because it talks about how in the rush to make a living, we sometimes forget to live, and how important it is to stop and look around and see things differently and break out of our routines, reconnecting with things that are truly important, and to savor and treasure life. And not just every once in a while, but all of the time. So I'm going to put the information for this book below. And if you do order from Amazon, I will have the link there. Or if you order other things from Amazon, we would love it if you go to fightmasteryoga.com and place your order through the link there, because that gives us a little bit of credit from Amazon. So from here, let's come on to our knees and extend the arms forward into a child's pose. So reaching the arms forward in child's pose. And in this child's pose, start to turn your inner arms, your biceps up. And then as you press back, try to turn your biceps, your outer arms, back towards your feet. And then start to bicycle your legs, bending one knee and the other. Make sure your arms are shoulders distance apart and the feet are hips width, and come way up onto your toes. Bend your knees, try to touch your belly right onto your thighs and see how much length you can get through your spine, and then keep all of that length and then reach the heels down any amount. So we really want to stretch out the spine in our downward facing dogs, because we do compress our spine when we're sitting and we're standing during the day. So as you're in down dog, just take a couple breaths. And then on the next inhale, we'll come forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. So keep your fingers spread nice and wide, and then press a little extra weight toward your pinky finger so that your triceps can start to engage. Shift forward about an inch, lower with your elbows hugging into the floor. You can always take your knees down first, then interlace your fingers behind your back. Press all your toes down, lift your chest, and then add your legs, lifting the legs from the inner thighs, and your outer hips are rolling down toward the mat. Keep the back of your neck long, and then release. Hands by the rib cage, elbows up. Come to cobra on your inhale, and then lift your hands up off the mat so you can really work your upper back muscles. And then pressing into upward facing dog, thighs and knees off the floor, or stay with cobra, and then back into downward facing dog. Stretching back. And again, lengthening. Firm the leg muscles if you can straighten out your legs here. And spin your inner thighs back. Inhale back into plank. Again, pressing through the upper back. Reach your tailbone towards your heels. Stretch your heels back and the crown of your head forward. Your inner elbows spin just slightly toward the front of the mat. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly again slowly. Interlace your fingers, other pinky on top. Inhale, peel the chest up. Keep reaching tailbone to heels. Add the legs. Back of the neck still long. Keep lifting your belly up away from the floor, and your hip points lifting up towards your lower ribs. And just take a couple breaths. And lower. Hands by the rib cage, elbows up. Inhale, low or high cobra, your choice. And then upward facing dog, or stick with cobra. And then exhale back into down dog. And stretching back here. Arms and ears in line with each other. Pressing the weight up into the hips and then down to the heels. Look up, step or hop the feet to hands. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold crown of the head reaching down. Inhale, root down through your feet and reach all the way up. And exhale to Samasthiti. So to the front of the mat, find your Tadasana pose. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Pull the belly in, exhale, and fold in. Inhale, root down, rising all the way up and look up. And exhale, Samasthiti. Take your feet a little bit wider than hips width and point your toes out and come into a squat. So you're going to bend the knees. And you can come down, bend the knees a little bit and come up, or you might come all the way down into Malasana if that doesn't hurt your knees. But make sure your knees and your toes line up. And then lift up. And then lower down, exhale, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Just going to do this a few times. Be sure your knees are lining up with your second toes. So your feet could be parallel or they could be turning out depending on how it works for you. So sit back, you lead with your buns as you go down. So exhale to lower, inhale, reach up, lower down, inhale, lengthen, lower down. We're doing this about 20 times. Then we're done already. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step or float back into Chaturanga, shoulders no lower than elbows. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, back into downward facing dog. Stretching all the way back again. Just a couple of breaths here. Now remember, anytime you want to take a break, please take the knees down to rest. Always need to listen to your body. Do what's best for you. Keep your gaze right between the knees or feet, then look up, step or hop your feet, then inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to fold forward. Inhale, press through your feet, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale again, circle the arms up. Exhale to fold in, hinging from your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Inhaling to press up. And exhaling all the way back into down dog. So you don't ever have to jump back into Chaturanga. You can always step back to plank and then lower down. And you can keep your knees down as well. If you're not really comfortable with Chaturanga, you want a little practice, I have a tutorial on the channel of Chaturanga and how to jump back. Look up to the hands, step or hop feet forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold in. Inhale, root down to reach all the way up, lengthen. And exhale to Samasthiti. Inhale again, reaching up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, step or float to Chaturanga. Inhale, pressing through your hands and feet, upward facing dog, and exhale back, downward dog. Modify as you need to for your body. It's always okay to take modifications. The important thing is breathing and moving. Inhale your right leg back and up, bend the knee, open up your hip, and then just start to make some big circles with your legs so that you're lubricating the femur bone, the leg bone in the hip socket. I'll just do a couple circles and then extend the leg up, lightly step it through, take your left knee to the floor in low lunge. Fingertips on the floor if you can reach. Sinking the hips forward, pulling the right hip back, and then inhale, straighten the right leg, and exhale to fold over it, pulling the right hip back. This is half splits. Continue to lengthen your spine, reaching your chin toward the shin, but the crown of the head reaching toward the foot. Then rebend the knee and step back to plank. Lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, opening the whole front of your body. Exhale into down dog. Left leg back and up, inhale. As you exhale, we'll bend the knee, open up the hip, stretch it over toward the right side, and then make some circles. So big circles to just get some movements in the hip joints. So one more circle. And then we'll square off the hips, look forward, step the left foot up by the left hand, and take the right knee down. Rise up as you, or no, don't rise up. Keep the fingertips down. Actually, I think I did rise up on this side. Yes, I did. So you can rise up or not, since we didn't on the other side. Sometimes I forget. So reaching up or keep the fingertips on the floor. But either way, pull your left hip back and send your right hip forward. And then fingertips down if you took them up, straightening your left leg, come onto the heel and exhale, fold over your straight front leg. Continue to pull the left hip back and send your right hip forward. Some nice long breaths here, then rebend the knee, tucking the back toes, come into plank and lower. Inhaling. Pressing up, nice long breath in each of the poses. Exhale, downward facing dog. And if you've been practicing a while, there's a tendency to just kind of rush through the vinyasas, but try to have every movement have a complete breath. Look up, step or hop your feet. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold, hips over the heels. Press through the feet, rise up as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the heart, Samastitihi. Now, bending the knees again, come up as you exhale, lower either halfway down, inhale up, or come all the way into Malasana. So remember again, knees and toes in lines. We're just going to do this about 20 more times. Keep the weight in the heels as you sit back, like you're going to sit back in a chair. And then as you exhale, explode up. Inhale, lower. Exhale to come up. Inhale, we'll lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pressing up. And then bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward to Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, or always cobra, your choice. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps, back foot is flat. On your inhale, come to warrior one. And then exhale, lower right back down. Elbows in, belly lifted. Inhale to press up. Exhale to stretch back. Inhale, left foot steps, back foot is flat. Warrior one, just one breath. And then exhale to lower back down. Big inhale, opening the front of the body. Exhale and stretch all the way back. Breathing here. We'll take about 5 breaths and take the knees down to rest if you like. It's just a traditional Surya Namaskara B. It still helps to warm up the body. So even out the breath, look up, step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, weight into the heels and reach up. Exhale, back to Samastitihi. Inhale again, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Start to sit back in your imaginary chair, so if you can sit a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. Keep the weight into the heels, drop your tailbone down maybe a little bit more. We're going to continue to drop down until we sit all the way and find Navasana. It wasn't my smoothest transition, but there it is. Sit up nice and tall, lift your chest, and if your back's okay, exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale up, exhale to lower. Inhale up, exhale, lower. If it hurts your back, keep going. Don't keep going if it hurts your back, but if it hurts your back, keep sitting up. Otherwise, keep going. And up, exhale to come down. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Keep the chest lifted. And lower. I think we do this about 10 times. Nice core work. Keep going if you can. And then cross your ankles, hands in front of the hips. Pick up anything at all. Then roll forward, step or float back through Chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up. And exhale to downward dog. And then right foot steps, back foot is flat. Warrior one, inhale. Just a regular Surya B now. Exhale and lower. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left foot steps, back foot is flat. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, Opening the front of the body, and exhale. Use your core muscles to lift back into down dog. And then again, we'll even out the breath here. Steady breathing. You can't really tell from this angle, but I'm on a little bit of a hill. So when I was sitting down to do Navasana or jumping forward, it's a little challenging. Look forward, step or hop up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. And bend the knees. Utkatasana. Drop the hips, reach up. And then exhale to Samastitihi. And again, bend the knees, drop the hips, Utkatasana. Sit back in your imaginary chair. Now you can also just keep sitting back and back and back. You can also use your fingertips down first and then sit down. I think I show that this time. Keep pressing the shins back. So yeah, fingertips down or not. Right into Navasana. Sit up really tall. This time, let's bend the knees and squeeze your knees tightly. Now, right leg straight and then bend it. Left leg straight and bend it. Keep the knees pressing. Right knee straight and left knee straight. Squeeze the knees. Hold them together. Right leg straight. Left leg straight. Keep lifting the chest. Right leg and left leg. And right leg. If it gets too much, you can hold on behind the knees. Left leg and now both legs, if you can. If not, keep them bent. Hands in front of the hips. Pick up anything at all. Step or float back into Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Right foot steps. Back foot is flat. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale and to lower down. Inhale, pressing up. And exhale back to down dog. Left foot steps, back foot is flat. Rise up, front heel's in line with back heel. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press through your hands and feet. Exhale and stretch all the way back. Breathing here, in and out through the nose. Firm your leg muscles. And we're going to walk the hands back to the feet. Keep the legs straight if you can. And then weight into the heels to Utkatasana. Try to rest your belly on your thighs. Keep the weight in the heels and just reach your arms straight forward. And then swim the arms back. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Open the chest on the inhale. As you exhale, start to fold forward and straighten your legs any amount. So you're reaching the arms up and over and stretching out your shoulders. Reach the crown of your head toward the floor. And then rebend the knees. And Utkatasana again. Sit back, press the shins back, reach the arms up this time by the ears. You're a little bit higher than before. And then swim the arms back, interlace with the other pinky on top. Open the chest, inhale, exhale, and fold forward. Hips over the heels if your legs are straight. If you're bent, you can keep your weight a little more toward the heels. If you are straightening the legs, make sure you firm the leg muscles. Rebend your knees and then walk yourself back out into downward facing dog. Float your right leg back and up, level hips. Exhale. Just bring the knee in toward the chest and hold here for a moment. Pressing away from the floor. Step the foot up. Back foot flat will come to warrior two. So you're going to line up your front heel with your back arch. Drop your right hip down. Spin your back inner thigh up toward the ceiling. Press weight into the front heel and through the outer edge of the back foot and line up your right knee over your second toe. Take a couple of breaths gazing over the fingertips. And then left arm down, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bend the right knee a little bit more. Stretch the whole side of your body right through the fingertips. Inhale to come up, leaning forward. Take your right forearm down. Reach your left arm up and over in line with the ear, or you can take your right hand to the floor or block if you have it. Make sure, though, the knee stays over the ankle. Your back hip's coming forward, but lift the back inner thigh. And keep weight through the back leg so it's not all in the front leg. Looking up if that's okay on your neck. And then inhaling, come on back into warrior two. And exhale, step back, either through a vinyasa or you can always skip it and go right into your downward facing dog. Do what's best for you. Inhale the left leg back and up. Exhale, bring it forward. Shoulders over wrists, press away from the floor a little bit. Keep lifting up through your belly. So you're using your core muscles to hold that leg in place, and then lightly step it right in the middle of the hands. Spin your back heel flat, line up front heel with back arch, and then gaze over the fingertips. Your knee over the ankle. Lift your chest, soften the shoulder blades, just let them draw down toward the waist gently. Press your back thigh straight back and your back inner thigh spinning slightly up toward the sky. Keeping your breath nice and steady. And then reverse your warrior, drop the right arm, stretch through the whole side of your body, the left side of the body, reach to the fingertips, rebend the left knee. Inhaling up and lean forward, left forearm to left thigh, right arm in line with ear, or take your left hand to the pinky toe side of the foot. Keep reaching your right fingertips, so you're stretching all the way from the fingertips through the outer edge of your back foot. Make sure that your left knee still stays in line with the second toe as you take some long breaths here, trying to turn your torso, your belly button toward the sky. Inhaling, come up to warrior two. Exhaling, windmill the arms down and take your vinyasa. Inhale to press up. Exhale, make your way back. And then right leg up again on your inhale. Exhale, lightly step it up. Stay on the ball of your back foot this time for crescent. Reach up tall and then bend your left knee and hold here. Drop your tailbone down. Lift your hip points up and lift your belly in. Make sure that your right knee is over the ankle. Real important to keep that knee safe. And now straighten the left leg. Try to keep your hips low. Exhale, bend it any amount. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten the back leg and exhale to bend it. Inhale to straighten it. Exhale, bend it down, and we'll keep it down this time. Still keep the knee over the ankle. Interlace your fingers, take them just above your right knee as you sink forward. Then tuck your back toes and lift that left knee off the floor. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. It's a big stretch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale to lower. Inhale, lift, stretch it out, and then bring the hands down, come to plank, and move through your vinyasa. Inhaling upward dog, and exhale back, downward dog. Left leg floats back and up. Exhale, step it by the left hand. Stand the ball of your back foot as you rise up into high lunge. Then bend your right knee and just let it hover. Try to drop your tailbone down as much as you can and lift your hip points up almost as if you're tilting your pelvis forward slightly. Really, the pelvis wants to go the other way too much sometimes. And then straighten the leg, bend the knee, and straighten. So you can bend the knee any amount. If it hurts the knee, keep going. If it hurts the knee, then don't bend it. Bend the knee, exhale, straighten, inhale, bend, exhale, straighten the leg. Keep the hips as low as you can. Take the knee all the way down and sink your hips forward, but keep the left knee over the ankle, then tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the floor. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. This might be getting difficult. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. It was getting difficult for me. Plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, stretch back. And lengthening here. Take a few rounds of breath. If you need a rest, take it. As you're breathing here, exhale it out, look up, step or hop the feet. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up and look up, and exhale to Samastitihi. We're going to do a little balancing here. On the left leg, we'll lift the right leg up and hold on to your right shin. Find a spot to focus on and then extend the right leg out. Try not to let your shoulders go back. You want to keep the shoulders over the hips, and then inhale and lean back without touching it to the floor. Drop the outer right hip down and find a little balance almost to a warrior three. Inhale, lift the leg as high as you're comfortable lifting in the front. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring it back, lean forward, lift the inner back thigh, keep the chest lifted. Don't let your shoulders drop. Inhale, extend the leg forward, try and keep the balance, keep the left hip squeezing in towards center. Exhale, swing it back. Try not to touch the floor, but if you need to, then go right ahead. Lift it from the inner back thigh. Oops, see, I lost it a little bit. Inhale, extend the leg forward. This time, reach your arms up and hold for a moment. And then extend it back and reach your arms forward in toward almost a warrior three, and then take the back foot down and find crescent. Bend the back knee and straighten it, and then step up again into a little warrior three, spinning the inner thigh up. Step that back foot down again, bend the knee, straighten it out, and again lift forward toward a warrior three. Inhale, step back and bend the knee, and then exhale, move forward into warrior three. And once again, back to crescent, bend the knee, straighten it, lean forward, pick up the back leg, and set it back down, bend the knee, straighten it out, lean forward and pick it up. Drop the outer right hip down, and then we'll step the feet together. And do the other side. Left leg up, right leg is down. Squeeze the right hip in. Extend the left leg out any amount, hands to hips. Lean forward as you swing the leg back slowly. Inhale, bring it forward, shoulders over hips. Exhale, leaning forward, drop the outer left hip down. Inhale and swing it through. Exhale, bring it back, drop the outer left hip, squeeze the right hip in. Inhale and bring it forward. You can always touch it to the floor in between, just like that. Exhale back. Inhale, bring the leg forward, and then reach the arms up. Exhale, arms forward, leg back. Inhale, swing the leg forward with control. Exhale, swing it back slowly. Bend the right knee, step your back foot down, bend the back knee, straighten it. Inhale to come forward and into warrior three. Exhale, bend the knee, straighten it. Inhale, extend the leg forward. Exhale, warrior three, and bring it back down. Straighten the leg and leaning forward, extend the leg forward, then to a little warrior three and set it back down. Bend the back knee, straighten it. Inhale, extend the leg, swing it back, and warrior three down to bend the knee. Lean forward, extend the leg, and step it down. That was a little different on each side. Inhale the arms up. If you want to even it out, push the pause button, even it out. Apologize for that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, press through the hands and feet. Exhale, into downward facing dog. There was a dog park right next to us, and these dogs were getting into like a little fight, and I was distracted. I'm sorry. Come to plank pose. Hold plank. Lift the backs of the knees up. Reach the crown of the head forward, press the heels back, and breathe here. Keep lifting right up between your shoulder blades. Your inner elbows can spin just slightly toward the front of the mat so that your triceps will spin back. And try to press a little weight again into the pinky side of your hands as you continue to root down through the base of all of your fingers. And then lift the hips and stretch back into down dog. And then onto the knees. And we'll come onto the forearms for Dolphin Pose. So elbows right under shoulders and wrists right in front of the elbows. Then step back, drop your hips in line with your shoulders for Dolphin Plank. Reach the tailbone toward the heels, backs the knees lifting up. Reach the crown of your head forward and breathe here. So we're holding this about 30 seconds or so, just like we held that last plank pose. It's a little bit different use of the muscles from regular plank into dolphin plank. So it's nice to practice both variations. Dolphin plank uses a little bit of different muscles in the shoulder area. Walk your feet up, press your chest back into Dolphin, and then just take your knees down and take a child's pose. And you come back to your nice steady breathing. And then coming back up, and we'll make our way interlacing the fingers. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. You can stay right there, or if you take headstand, you can lift up. If you have a wall, you can set up right by the wall. Make sure your elbows don't go wider than shoulder distance apart. And with your head on the floor, you got about 70% of weight in your arms, only about 30% in your head. So halfway down, and then inhale, lift the legs up if you can. Exhale back to the pike position. So your hips go a little past the shoulder. You got to pull the belly in a lot. Inhale, legs up, and exhale into your pike position. Keep lifting the shoulders, and then inhale, lift the legs, squeeze the legs, keep firm legs, and exhale, coming down into your pike position, and then all the way to the floor and resting here in child's pose. So it's always important to take a child's pose after a headstand, and then it's important to take a downward dog or a pose to release the neck. So in this down dog, just gently nod your head yes and shake your head no, so you can release some tension. Look forward, step or hop to seated, and lie all the way back and set up for bridge pose. Feet hips width and lift up to bridge. Roll your shoulders under you. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel. Reach your tailbone toward the backs of the knees. Press weight into your heels and chin away from chest. This one is another great pose for strengthening the lower body, especially strengthening the hamstring muscles. We do a lot of stretching of the hamstrings, so it's also good to strengthen them. Just a couple breaths here, and we'll lower down. And rest with the soles of your feet together, your knees apart. And then we'll walk the feet. Make sure your heels are under the knees. And arms by your sides for bridge. Or if you want to practice wheel pose, take your hands up by the ears, fingertips face the feet, elbows point straight up, and then press onto the crown of the head, line up wrists and elbows, and then stretch up. And try to keep reaching your tailbone toward the backs of your knees, and lift your hip points toward your lower ribs. It's not so easy to do when you're in the pose, but that's the idea, to come down chin to chest first, and then lower down, and rest. And then again into bridge, we'll roll the shoulders under and a little more leg work. So right leg up and then bend it. And we'll straighten and bend. We'll do this a few times. So just straighten, bend the knee, and just tap it down lightly on the floor when you bend the knee, or don't even touch it at all. Now your left leg has to work a little bit harder. You can always walk your left foot in towards center as you continue to move. Now the other leg. Left leg straight and bend, and straighten and bend. And just keep going. Keep pressing into the right heel. As you press into the right heel, that right leg really has to work to stabilize. Just a couple more. And release it down. Hug your knees into the chest. Rock yourself side to side. Make little circles on your back. And then roll yourself up, all the way up to seated, into Baddha Konasana. Soles of feet together, knees apart. Take your feet, open them like a book. Sit up tall as you inhale, and then exhale to come forward. Try to keep your spine nice and long for this first variation, so you're reaching the crown of the head forward and leading with your chest more than leading with your head. You might not go down so far, it doesn't matter. And then inhale to come up, and now we'll round down the forehead toward the feet. So as you round down, just make sure that your shoulders don't creep up around the ears. And inhale to come up. Take the knees together and stretch the legs out. Pull the toes back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. So again, lead with the heart. As you inhale, get length. As you exhale, extend forward. And instead of thinking head to knees, try to reach your belly forward toward your thighs. And then if your belly can touch your thighs, then your upper back can round a little at the end. If not, it's better to keep your spine long instead of making yourself go forward. Inhale, head up, and exhale, come onto your back, draw your knees into your chest. And then take your legs over to the left, look over the right shoulder if you'd like. You can cross your right knee on top of your left knee. It's a little simple twist as we cool down. And then back to center, and we'll twist over to the other side. You can cross the left knee over the right if you like. Look over the left shoulder. Back to center, and draw your knees in, reach your tailbone toward the floor to lengthen out your spine, and then we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So take a few moments to get very comfortable in your final resting pose, and then once you're comfortable, just allow yourself to surrender, releasing your Ujjayi breathing, just come to natural breath. And take a moment to come back to the intention that you set for your practice and honor that. And then just surrender, just relax. Quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana. From our book, the book it's called 7, How Many Days of the Week Can Be Extraordinary. And I'm going to be reading some more from that book next week as well. A really nice book. So it's just a short quote this morning or this afternoon or this evening, whenever it is for you. He says, "Someday is not a day of the week." Start to make some movements to reawaken your body and just remind yourself that if you're putting it off to someday, today can be the day. It's the best day there is today. Roll to your right side, make your way up to seated. And just sit up nice and tall, crossing at your shins. Get comfortable, hands together, close your eyes. And bring your hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to the heart center to remind us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications, sending out this wonderful energy we created to all beings everywhere. Thank you so much, and namaste. Nice job. So please like the video, please subscribe and tell your friends and share our videos as well. It's really, really helpful to us. If you can afford to make a donation of any amount really, really helps us to continue to keep bringing free yoga. I would love to get as much free yoga out there as possible so that we can have as many people as we can experience these wonderful benefits of yoga. If you want some information about upcoming retreats, please visit fightmasteryoga.com. And if you'd like information about teacher training, please email me. I will put my email address below, as well as the information about this book. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye. See you tomorrow.